All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, HaKadosh. Double honors to apostles, of great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Now it's your brother Hawaii. Got a quick lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame at looking like heathens, who speak about witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father. In the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world inwardly calls Jehovah, God of Yahweh. In the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shah, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, who is Christos, or Yeshua. So I got a quick lesson and stuff. Any other preachers come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit, why you believe it or not. And, you know, pretty much I want to touch on reincarnation. And a point that I want to make is that the mark of the beast, the MOTB and stuff, is not a judgment that that the Lord places upon you and stuff from your previous life's actions. You see, the mark of the beast is going to be a current thing within your lifetime that you will have to make the decision on. Other than that, because the mark of the beast is a choice. Other than that and stuff, you know, the Lord ain't gonna be like, well, because you committed adultery in your past life and whatnot, you're gonna there's gonna be a time where somebody is going to do this and do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you get judged. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be something that you do currently. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you do that thing currently and whatnot, you accept it currently, right? You know what I'm saying? All the way to the end, as soon as you accept it and whatnot and stuff, you know, that's going to be something that's current and it's going to happen according to what the prophecy says, right? So this is Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, this isn't that which is done, it is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing underneath the sun. So everything that you read, you know what I'm saying? Like it says in Romans 15:4, things were written aforetime, was written for our learning. The things that happened in the ancient days and stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the things are happening now. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, like you got these new, you got the kids, and what do? They come up with these new dance moves and whatnot and stuff, and the old heads, they be like, that's the same thing as such and such and whoop the whoop. You know what I'm saying? It was just that in their time it was a different name. You know what I'm saying? And in our time and stuff, it's just a different name, but it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that also refers to spirits as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that, all the prophets and whatnot, they done away with and whatnot and stuff. And it's like, no, as the scripture says, those who come into regeneration, regeneration and stuff, is for, is to generate again. And what's being generated again and stuff is the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got the, what's it called? Um, waters, how water's circle of life is and stuff, how it really never actually depletes altogether. It just got a cycle where it's continuous. That's regeneration. And it's the same way with the spirit, because when the flesh die and stuff, according to Ecclesiastes 12:7, when the flesh die and whatnot, all people's spirits go back to the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? And that's what reincarnation means. Reincarnation, meaning again, in as in something, you know what I'm saying, right, in an object. Incarnation means the flesh, you know what I'm saying, or the body. So in the flesh again, in the body again, you know what I'm saying, but what's in the body, what's in the flesh again? The spirit, because the spirit is the only thing that can't get destroyed, but the flesh can, you see, right, right, right. What's newly created, you know what I'm saying, is the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Well, when it comes down to the spirit, it's like it. Yeah, what's newly created is the flesh, but when it comes down to spirit, it's the same spirit over and over and over again. You see, right? So it says, verse 10, it says, is there anything whereof may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us. You see? All right, so it ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Even this time frame, this era, how America is being brought down and stuff economically and stuff, right? Guess what? That's the same way Rome fell. You see, why is it fault? Why is America falling Why is North America falling just like how Rome was? Why? Because you got the same rulers from back then doing the same doing the same thing and stuff as they was doing back then and doing it now. You see, right? So it says verse 11 says, there is no remembrance of formal things. It says, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So what does that mean? That means that you lived another life before. That's why when we tell you that Yahweh Shah in his past life, that he was Melchizedek, that he was King Solomon, that he was Isaac, and that he was Adam. That's how we could tell you that Peter was King David, that he was Moses and Zerubbabel. You're saying why? Because they spirits show the same similarity. They was leaders of this and leaders of that. You know what I'm saying? They was little heads of the church. You know what I'm saying? You see? Right? They was literal heads of the church, man. You see? Right? And it says, right? Right? So this is Ecclesiastes 3:15. It says, uh, it says, this Ecclesiastes 3:15. It says that which have been is now, right? And that's talking about in the past. It says, and that which is to be have already been. It says, and Yahweh Shem Yahshua require that which is past. And it says, verse 16, it says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness that iniquity was there. You know what I'm saying? And what is that? What's underneath the sun? It's the earth. You see? It's the earth. It's like it's the earth. You see? And the thing is that what is the Lord requiring that was past? You know what I'm saying? The actions that you have done. So this is John, and this should let a lot of people understand and stuff why a lot of their children are dying. Right? So this is John 9. This is John 9:1. It says, and as Yahweh Shai passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. You know what I'm saying, right? Job 4:7. Whoever perished being innocent. You see, even King David's child, even King David's child and whatnot lived for 7 days, was sick all that time and whatnot, and then later on died. You know what I'm saying, right? Whoever perished being innocent. Verse 2, it says, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? It says, Yahweh Shai answered, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but it says, but that the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him. Right? So the man didn't sin who was blind, you know what I'm saying, and his parents didn't commit no iniquity. You know what I'm saying, right? The thing is that it's what he did in his past life. You see? And I want to grab this right quick. This is Ezekiel 18, verse 20. And it says, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. That's individual. That's singular. Right? It says, the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father. It says, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. It says, the righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So you can't get judged for somebody else's sins. You see? You know? You can't get judged. You can't get judged for somebody else's sins, man. You see, right? So this is it's a lot, yeah. Right. So you can't get judged. You know, if your father go off, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? If he goes off, that's on him. If your mama go off, that's on her. If your cousin go off, or if it's a male or a female and stuff, that's on him or her. If if your auntie go off, that's on her. If your uncle go off, that's on her. If the co-worker go off, you know what I'm saying, that's on her. You know what I'm saying? Or that's on him. You know what I'm saying? You see? Even if you got little kids and they doing something that they don't need to be doing and stuff, guess what? If they go off, that don't have nothing to do with the parents. You see? Right? So this is you know, you know, there's no joint punishment if one person committed sin. You see? You know, you know, if there's one person that's found with the gun and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they the only ones who go to jail, not everybody else, you know what I'm saying, that was with them. You know what I'm saying? Or even if they knew that they had a gun and stuff, the thing is that they they weren't the ones holding it. They weren't the ones with it. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, that's the wickedness of this world, right? So this is I'm gonna go to it since I quoted it. This is Job 4:7. It says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent." You know what I'm saying? Right? So it's always a reason why you get punished. You know what I'm saying? It could either be it could be, the Lord could do it and stuff where it's just a trial of your faith. You know what I'm saying? But then first and foremost and stuff, it's going to be for the sins that you committed in your past. Because even though when it come down to Job and whatnot and stuff, even though the Lord was just proving to Satan and stuff that Job, you know what I'm saying, no matter what you throw at him and stuff, he was going to remain faithful. But once again, those things would have never happened to Job and stuff unless he would have done something bad in his past life. You know what I'm saying? Because in the life of him being as Job, you know what I'm saying, yeah, he excused evil and whatnot and stuff. But we know what the scripture says when it comes down to the past. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you done in the past and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, is what you're going to get judged for. You see? It's just that, guess what? He was also proving his faith. He was being found faithful in those trials that he was going through. You see? So Job 4:7, it says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent." It says, or where were the righteous cut off. You see? Right, so I want to grab this. Um, this is Second Esdras chapter 14. Um, so like, let me grab this. Well, um, this Second Esdras chapter 7. This Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 56. It says, "For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death." You know what I'm saying? And after death, meaning that when you're dead, you know what I'm saying, what's it's like kicking a dead horse and whatnot. You over here stumping the horse out, you kicking it, you know what I'm saying, you're doing all types of things and whatnot and stuff to it and stuff like it's gonna, show any sign of receiving pain and whatnot. The horse is dead. So it's the same way. It's like, you can't judge something that's dead and stuff. So that means and I'm not talking about spiritually dead, I'm talking about physically dead. So that means that you have to come back to life, you know what I'm saying, in another time and stuff in order for you to get judged. That's why the boy, well, that's why that back in John the 9th chapter, that man, you know what I'm saying, was blind from his birth because that was a punishment for what he did in his past life. A lot of you all are, a lot of men, women and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they're no homo, right? But a lot of men and women and stuff, or even children, they're hideous. they come out with they come out with diseases that parents don't have. You know what I'm saying? They come out, and I'm talking about not somebody just placing some shit on you and stuff, because when it come down to this world, you can easily get set up and stuff, and everybody and stuff will think that it's true. You know what I'm saying, right? But when it come down to it and stuff, that's why the children come out retarded, deformed. They come out as midgets. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you really want to look at it, I forget what oh, I got something. If I can find it, if I can find it, you know what I'm saying? If I can find it and stuff, you could tell, it's some Hamites, some real Africans and whatnot, and this baby head looks ridiculous. They call it an alien. You know, you know what I'm saying, right? But more than likely, the reason why the baby came out looking like that was because whatever they did in the past. You know what I'm saying? You see, a lot of judgments. You start off rich and whatnot, but then you become dirt poor afterwards and whatnot and stuff, and that's the judgment. You know what I'm saying, what you've done in the past, right? Right. It could be done in your past in your current life, or done in the past in your previous life. And everybody understand what reincarnation is. Everybody knows. Some people, who don't even have the knowledge and stuff, they think they do believe that it exists and whatnot, but in their minds it's like, I'm gonna come back a cow, I'm gonna come back as a manhole cover. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back as the wind. I'm gonna come back as a tree. No, if you a person, you gonna come back as a person. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Right? Right? So this is Second Edges, chapter 14. Verse 28. It says, hear these words, O Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and natives, and Israelites who outward appearance is that of a heathen, you know what I'm saying, and who are scattered to the four corners of the earth, right? Or all across the world, right? And it says, verse 29, it says, our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt. It says, from whence they were delivered and received the law of life through Moses. It says, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 31, it says, then was the land, even the land of Zion, parted among you by lot. It says, but your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness. And that's, when we were in the land and whatnot and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? The thing is that Israel was going off and whatnot and stuff, and the Lord had separated, caused us to be casted out of Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Right? It says, and have not kept the ways, and this is the time of Hosea in the book of, Second Kings. Yeah, it was Second Kings, the 17th chapter, when when the southern kingdom and northern kingdom, was getting split up. You know what I'm saying, right? So it says verse 32. It says, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. It says, and for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you. You know what I'm saying? Our land, the ways, you know what I'm saying, right? It says, verse 33, it says, and now are ye here, and your brethren among you. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. It says, ye should mean in your mind, not the muscle in your chest that pump blood. It says, ye shall It says, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. Verse 35, it says, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. You see, you know, right? So when you born and stuff, if you born deformed, that's because you did something in your past life. If you born a midget and stuff, that's because you did something in your past life. If you born with a disease or even born with a severe infection and whatnot and stuff, that's because you did something in your past life that you getting judged for. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, 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 that's what it means that the Lord requires, which is past. You know what I'm saying? But right, so let me grab this. This is but there's certain things and stuff that you have to get judged, what I'm saying, that's within the prophecy and stuff, that's something that's going to be current in this lifetime, you see, right, in this last lifetime and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Well, not last lifetime and stuff, but in this last lifetime and stuff underneath captivity, if you're an Israelite, you see, right? But the heathen still get judged. And if I can find this stuff, I'm gonna show you that an example. You know what I'm saying, right? So this is I want to grab this. This is First Timothy. No, not First Timothy. This is First Peter chapter 2, verse 19. It says verse 19, it says, for this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards Yahweh Shai endure grief, suffering wrongfully, false accusations, so on and so forth, right? Verse 20, it says, for what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults? So going through a false accusation is a judgment, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord had placed for you to deal with, you know what I'm saying, from what you have done in your past. You know what I'm saying, right? It says, ye shall take it patiently, but if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. You know what I'm saying, right? So the thing is that false accusations can be a judgment. You know what I'm saying? Something that people consider is, because people like to weigh sins. They like to weigh sins when all of them, when all sin and stuff leads to death, no matter what it is. But people like to weigh sins. People like to be like, this is heavier than this one and stuff. No, all of them bring the same reward, death. You know what I'm saying, right? So so the thing is that, it says buffeted for your faults and whatnot and stuff. So suffering wrongfully, you know what I'm saying, can happen for whatever that you have done in your past life as well. You see? So I'm gonna grab this one too if I can find it. And this is in Second Maccabees, the 7th chapter. I really want to get to the point. All right, so this Second Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to take swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. You see, right? And it says, verse 2, it says, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than transgress the laws of our fathers. It says, then the king began in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, meaning he chopped off his legs and his arms, you know what I'm saying, probably his penis too. And it says, and the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. You know what I'm saying, right? It says, verse 5, it says, now when he was thus made in all his members, it says, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Lord, power Yahweh, It says, looketh upon us, and in truth have comfort in us, as Moses in his song. It says, which witness to their faces declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Right? It says, so when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, it says, they asked him, it says, will thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Right? Right? It says, verse 8, it says, but he, and they already pulled they scalped him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, are you gonna change now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, I ain't gonna be able to grow another head of hair now. Fuck you talking about, right? So it says verse 8, it says, it's like, hell no, I'm not finna bow down to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because I wanted to follow you. How about you? I wanted to follow the Lord and whatnot and stuff. You afflicted me like this. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I'm not finna bow down to you. And then you've already did something to me, so I might as well just keep going. Right? It says, verse 8, it says, but he answered in his own language and said no, and that's la'ah. It says, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. It says, and when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, because he was killing them. It said, and this was King Antiochus. It says, but the king, Edomite. It says, but the king of the world shall raise us up. It said, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that they was going to have to live again. Verse 10, it says, after him was the third made a mocking stock. And these are martyrs. These are elect martyrs. You know what I'm saying? It says, after him was the third made a mocking stock. It says, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, these I had from heaven. It says, and for his laws I despised him. Meaning that, what was he doing? He was going off. It says, and from, they had went off before, right? It says, and from him I hope to receive them again. So how he's going to receive hands and stuff that got chopped off? You know what I'm saying? That means that his spirit, after he died, his spirit was going to go to the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? And he was going to be reincarnated in another body. You see? A newly created body. You see? Right? And it says, it says, or, depending on, what happens and stuff, you know what I'm saying, or whatever example that the Lord is trying to set that he is, you know what I'm saying, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, right? Coming in the name of Yahushua, right? Right. That, he could do you like he did Apostle Paul or even Yahushua and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He could resurrect you with your same body and stuff that wasn't really touched. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You see? Right. So it says, verse 12, it says, insomuch that the king, and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he had nothing regarding the pains. The Lord can make it where they torturing you, and you don't feel a thing. You don't feel a thing. You know what I'm saying, right? It says 13, it says, now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. It says, so when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. You see? Right? Right? So if you dying, you know what I'm saying, right? How you gonna get raised back again and stuff? If it's not resurrection, then that means if it's not resurrection, you know what I'm saying, right? Then that means that you're gonna that means that reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much saying that they're gonna be on the earth again. How is that possible? It says, well, it is possible, but I'm just making that statement. It says, as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. You know what I'm saying? It says afterward, And that's gonna be in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying, right? After the 1,000 years and stuff, they're gonna be through. It says after they brought the filth also and mangled him, it says, then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou does what thou wilt. It said, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High, but abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. They being tormented now. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures do say that even devils believe and yet tremble. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, in the kingdom, they're going to get done in. Esau, Edom, the full-blooded spirited Caucasians, and yes, the rest of the heathens. You know what I'm saying? But Esau, Edom is going to get judged the worst out of all the heathens. You see, out of all the other 16 heathen nations and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You see? So it says, verse 18, it says, after him also they brought the six who, being ready to die, said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffered these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. It says, therefore, marvelous things are done unto us. You see? Right? So that's the thing. You know, um, um, uh, uh, you know, um, so like it, you know, whatever happened in your current life, you know what I'm saying, you probably had lavish hair and whatnot in your past life and whatnot and stuff, and or your past life, however way that it goes, you know what I'm saying, you know, right? You probably had lavish hair and whatnot and stuff, but you was using your hair and stuff to do wicked deeds and stuff, and the Lord made you bald head. You know what I'm saying? Or you probably had a whole bunch of hair at one time and stuff, but then over time you ain't had the hair no more and stuff because you was being wicked, right? Um, um, uh, you probably had good looks in the past and whatnot and stuff. And the Lord, like, well, you ain't gonna have good. I'm finna give you a harsh face and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, uh, um, um, you probably used to be tall, and now he made you short. If people, if your body look a certain type of way, people clown you for it and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, um, um, if it's because back then and stuff, if women couldn't have children and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you was gonna get made fun of. You was gonna be looked upon as worthless. You know what I'm saying? And even if the Lord just, closed your womb, like, nah, you ain't just, I'm finna make it where you ain't finna get pregnant right now. You're gonna get pregnant later on, but I'm gonna make it where you ain't gonna get pregnant right now and whatnot and stuff, right? And he closed your wound and whatnot and stuff. Women would look at themselves as with no purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why her sexual organs and stuff was made that way and stuff, so she could help bring the cause to bring the to make the earth. I mean, to make the nation, to make a man to be able to multiply and be fruitful. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if she couldn't bear any children and stuff, say if a father, sit up here and say that, hey, root the womb, whatnot and stuff, he gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Or let you find out yourself. It's like, look, she can't get pregnant and whatnot. A lot of people would not want her. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right. So this is so that it could be it could be, whatever judgment that the Lord places upon you and stuff, it's because you have committed sin. Once again, Job 4:7, whoever perished being innocent. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's certain punishments and stuff that would happen in this current life. You know what I'm saying? Where it wouldn't be a judgment based off what you had done in your past. You know what I'm saying? You see, so this is Exodus chapter 20. Verse 4, it says, thou shalt not make Well, I read this. I'll read from verse 1. Exodus 20:1, it says, And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You know what I'm saying? It says, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. It says, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. It says, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Now you can have some statues and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you're using it for declaration, then cool. But if you worshiping it and stuff, that's when you're going off. When you expect a blessing, when you expect some type of protection and whatnot from it and stuff, that's when you're going off, especially if you made it yourself. Right, so it says, verse 5, it says, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. It says, For I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, upon the third. It says, of the fathers upon the children, onto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. You know what I'm saying, right? And it says, verse 6, And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Right. So the thing is that, you know, the Lord hops from generation to generation and stuff. That's why you see people will have a picture and stuff of they like great, you know what I'm saying, grandfather and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, damn, you look just like him. More than likely it's because you were him. You know what I'm saying? You see? You know? People would take these old black and white, or kind of gray, kind of brownish old pictures and whatnot and stuff, and they'll show, like, you know, especially with technology nowadays and stuff, they'll show like they'll show the current you know what I'm saying, and then show your great grandfather and whatnot, and your great grandfather and stuff, you know what I'm saying, or even your great grandfather and stuff, because it did say to the third and fourth generation. If it's your great grandfather and stuff, then that means that it means that you have your great grandfather, and then the next generation, that's one generation, and then it'll be your grandfather, it'll be your grandfather, you know what I'm saying, and then it'll be your grandfather, and then it'll be your actual father, and then it'll be you. That's 4 generations. You know what I'm saying? You see, right, right, or it could be where it's the grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Then it's then it's your father, and then it's you. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, where the grandfather passed away already and stuff, but was reincarnated and stuff as you, and y'all could look the same. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, because more than likely that was you back then. You know what I'm saying, right? So this is um, um, you know, so this is what that is and whatnot and stuff. But once again, as I was saying, you know, uh, uh, uh the mark of the beast, you know what I'm saying, the MOCB and stuff, is a judgment that's going to happen in this current life. You know what I'm saying, that you have to make a choice on, that you will have to do on your own. You see, right? So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. This is Revelation 13 and 14. It says, well, let me grab this one. And 24. It says, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? Because what did he do? He tried to, the full-blooded and spirited Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? They claimed, you know what I'm saying, that they was the chosen people. That's why they call themselves Jewish and Israeli. That's why they don't call themselves Israelites. You know what I'm saying, right? You know, that should be like a good red flag for a lot of you motherfuckers who think that they the real people. Um, 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 uh, they said that the Most High and stuff was Caucasian. They said that Yahweh Shai was Caucasian. You see, right? And that the chosen people and stuff are pretty much Caucasian, which is not true. That's what it means by when it says that he covered the faces of the judges thereof and his further proof. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." It says, verse 2. And remember, Esau has the power. You know what I'm saying? Right? If you don't have hands and stuff, the power of the pen ain't doing nothing for you. Right? So it says Micah 2 and 2. It says, "And they covet." It says fields. And that word covet, it's a word hamad, you know what I'm saying? Meaning greatly beloved, desire, lust. You know what I'm saying? You see, they long for it, right? Covet fields. They want somebody else's land. That's why, Christopher Columbus, they say, sit up here and say that Christopher Columbus used the scriptures. He used the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? In Ezra, the 13th chapter, you know what I'm saying, starting at the 40th verse on down. You know what I'm saying? He tried to, he used the scriptures and stuff to find America in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They say that they discovered it and whatnot and stuff, but he ain't discovered anything because he had 5 Hebrew interpreters and stuff on the same boat when he was making that voyage to the so-called Americas, the Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Northern Kingdom came over here. You know what I'm saying? You see? Northern Kingdom came over here first. You know what I'm saying? And America was already so-called, before it was called America, America was already known. America was already known. You know what I'm saying? America was already known, of and stuff during the time of King Solomon. You see? Right? Right? When he was building the temple and whatnot, he was sending Haramites, Haram, which is Harim, you know what I'm saying, over here and stuff to grab gold and precious stones and stuff. And this is also one of the reasons why Esau wanted to come over here and stuff, because of the gold. You know what I'm saying? But it was never discovered. They knew who it was. The scripture says Job 14 and Job 13 and 14, I believe. No, 13 and 4, it says they are the forgers of lies. You know what I'm saying? You see? Right? So it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. It says in houses, it says and take it, it says and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, right? So what do? They claim to be us. You know what I'm saying? Here it is in their constitution or their rules and regulations and stuff within their rulership. They got something that's called identity theft, but yet they being hypocritical because they committed it themselves. You see? Right, so this is going back to the Revelations 13 and 14. It says, so now you know who is it that deceiveth them. So it says verse 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the womb, by his sword and did live. You know what I'm saying? Rome 2, Rome 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Right? Verse 15. You know what I'm saying? And what are those miracles and stuff? The power in their technology. Because other than that, they don't have anything else. It says, verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is society, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You know what I'm saying? And what is the prelude to that? These different these different charagmas and quai-quais. You know what I'm saying? These different incisions, right? Right? With mysterious substances in it that you can't sue them for if anything negative happens to you after you take it, right? It said, or you can't get no compensation for it, right? And it says, verse 16, it says, and he causes, it says, because if you don't do that, you can't work. And if you can't work, there's no way for you to supply any money for yourself. Now, there are app jobs and stuff, but then, they're going to find some type of way to take that away. You know what I'm saying? a while back and stuff, they were saying that if you go past the limit of receiving $600 and stuff in Cash App and whatnot, they was gonna start checking you on that. And what are they trying to do? All they trying to do is just, if there's other ways and whatnot, all they trying to do is just hinder you and whatnot, so they can, like how a dog is used and stuff to guide sheep and stuff so they won't stray away. Pretty much that's all they trying to do with the people and whatnot and stuff, so they can follow sweet, you know what I'm saying, what direction that they want to put the people in and stuff, you see, right? And the thing is that uh, uh you know, um, um, you know, they trying to mess you up, right? So it says verse 16. It says, and he causes, and what is, the dog, line the sheep to go a certain type of way and stuff, right? For the people, the sheeple and whatnot and stuff, right? Those who's naive and not aware, or who loves the ways of this world and whatnot and stuff, right? As soon as they threaten your life and stuff, you're gonna go for everything that they say. You know what I'm saying, right? Verse 16, because this is what you love. You love what they provide for you and stuff in this captivity that you have. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to do what they say and stuff if they start threatening you, because with that quiet, with that charagma, with that incision, you know what I'm saying, with mysterious substances in it and stuff that you can't sue them for, you can't get compensation if anything goes wrong for and whatnot and stuff, you know, pretty much, you know, they were saying if you didn't take that and stuff, then guess what? You was going to get cut off from society. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you're not going to be able to sustain yourself. And if you can't sustain yourself and whatnot, then guess what? That's a slow death. They killing you. They threatening your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be the same thing when it comes down to the MOTB. And it says, verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, no matter what your status is, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? So when you go into the word mark, it's the word charagma. You know what I'm saying? It's just a scratch or etching. That is a stamp, you know what I'm saying, as a badge of servitude, because pretty much you're going to have to denounce the Lord to end up taking that. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they do when it come down to all these celebrities and movie actors and actresses and stuff. They go on what's called a casting couch and stuff when they got to do things that denounces their relationship with the Lord and stuff, in order to what? To receive the pleasures on this side, the pleasures underneath Esau Edom's rulership. And it says, graven mark, you know what I'm saying, and when it come down to statues and whatnot, it'd be a clean, squared off or rectangular brick of whatever stone, you know what I'm saying, and they take something and stuff that carves into it, right? So that means that they got to put it in your body, you know what I'm saying. They don't want it in your card, they don't want it in your phone and whatnot and stuff. They want it in your body, you know what I'm saying, you see, right? So it says, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna be able to buy and sell. This is still a green tree. You know what I'm saying? Meaning guess what? They're gonna have to change the monetary system to a new way and stuff of how you gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you can't use debit no more. You can't use credit no more. You can't use a debit card. You can't use a credit card. You can't use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Android Pay. You know what I'm saying? You can't use PayPal. You can't use um 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 Cash App and whatnot and stuff. Everything will be on a brand newly device and stuff. And lately, the places that been having it already, who already changed over their systems and stuff, where that was the only way for you to pay, cashless society and whatnot and stuff, right? You had to pay like $300 or $400 for the damn device. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, right? So this is going to be something that's going to happen currently now. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that in order for you to get judged and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you would have to be swayed to take this. You have to be persuaded to take this, deceived to take this. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you got to, what's going to be one of the persuasions and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Force. And what is the force? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be cut off from society if you don't have this, because this is what you need in order to function, in order to go to the movies, in order to go to the grocery stores and buy something, in order for you to make legal exchanges. You know what I'm saying? You know, because anything outside of stuff will be considered black market. Cash won't be used for anything. You know what I'm saying? You know, unless it's origami like they did in Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Or you're using it for tissue. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's it. You know, you know, you know, right? So guess what? You gonna be able to function in society and stuff. It's gonna be like in a movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you didn't have that chip and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you ain't had the MOTB and whatnot, which that was, you know what I'm saying? You know, guess what? You was living in the sewers. You was living as bums. You was living in the slums and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would, you know, where the police was still surveillance and stuff just in case something was going on and stuff. But you wasn't living lavishly. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? You was living a very, very hard life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Right. So it's the same. So the thing is that uh 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 that's how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? They've been showing this in movies since the 60s. There's a commercial, you know what I'm saying? A commercial, a short commercial and stuff in the 60s and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You could tell by how they dress. You know what I'm saying? You could tell by how the footage look and stuff when it comes down to the cameras. You know what I'm saying? They already been saying this. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? Right? So the thing is that, you know, if you get swayed to take this and stuff, this is not a Ecclesiastes 3:15. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not even it's not even a spirit of vengeance. You know what I'm saying? You see, you know, because this is going to be something that's going to happen currently and whatnot and stuff. It's not the Lord sitting up here saying it's like, well, since you committed adultery and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm going to sway you and stuff to take the chip and whatnot and stuff. No, the spirit of it for the MOTB is smart. This is Revelations 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, meaning that you got to be down for this world, you got to be down for the system, you got to be down for America or wherever that you are and stuff on this earth, you got to be down with the current government that's ruling. You know what I'm saying? You know, in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you in agreement. You know what I'm saying, right? With the wickedness of this world. It says, and receive his mark. Now when you go into that word receive, you know what I'm saying, it means to take. You know what I'm saying, you know, to seize for oneself, pretty much. Meaning that you want it. It says have, hold, attain, you know, meaning that this is what you wanted. And it says and received his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Verse 10, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, because getting this will be a sin, because the way of getting this stuff, you have to pierce the flesh. And the Lord said, thou shalt not make any cutters in thy flesh. That's the reason why the Lord made plants and trees and tree bark and the roots and all that and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and vegetation and stuff, medicinal, not just for food and satisfaction and stuff for hunger, you know what I'm saying, but also, you know what I'm saying, for medicinal reasons. You know what I'm saying, you know, because most diseases and infections are made by a deficiency in a certain type of element, you know what I'm saying, or a mutation, you know what I'm saying, that can still get taken away. You see, if you know what to do. And it says, Verse 10 again, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is righteous anger. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right? And what is that? That's this. It's Isaiah 66 and 15. And it says, which is the second death, it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. You know what I'm saying? Thermonuclear fire at that. Verse 16, it says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You know what I'm saying? Plead, right? It's the word shapat, and that means to judge. You know what I'm saying? Sentence. Against, punish, vindicate, avenge, condemn, execute judgment. The reason, what is the reason? I told you don't take it to have faith in me, but yeah, you took it anyways and stuff because they squeezed you too hard. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know what I'm saying, you chose to have the mark of Esau instead of the mark of me, which is the Thawa, which means exempt from judgment. You see? Right? Right? So I just wanted to pretty much show forth on that. You know what I'm saying, right? Um, um, Verse 18, it says, for I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. You know what I'm saying, right? So, you're gonna be, like the scripture says, you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? Look at uh 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 so when it comes down to it and stuff, the MOTB and stuff is not something that you get judged for whatever you've done in your past life and whatnot. That's what's going to happen currently and stuff, because it's one of the end prophecies and stuff that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to happen. It's happening already in certain places. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's going to really be established and stuff when that dry tree comes. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's pushed in a corner, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, look, you're gonna have to drop, you're gonna have to do what King Antiochus was saying. You're gonna have to drop whatever it is that you're doing. You're gonna have to drop whatever it is that you're doing and stuff, you know what I'm saying, in order to you're gonna have to drop what it is, whatever you worship and whatnot, and you're gonna have to worship this new world order and stuff that I'm trying to bring. And that's what Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying, the elites, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the rich Jewish banking families, the fake Jews, you know what I'm saying, that own all the central banks and stuff all throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? The real leaders of this world and stuff, not Joe Biden and fucking Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Those are just puppets. You know what I'm saying? What's her name? Camilla Harris, Carmela Harris, whatever the fuck her name. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, who is a terror. You know what I'm saying? She not a Jake. The thing is that her outward appearance is dark skin like Joe Biden. I mean, like what's his name? Barack Obama. Barack Obama, his origin is that of Africans and stuff. He's not an Israelite. It's not an Israelite. They would never put an Israelite and stuff in presidency. They would never do that because the possibility of him trying to change things like Nipsey Hussle tried to do. They killed him because he was trying to change things for the better for his people, and Nipsey Hussle was a Judite. You know what I'm saying? He tried to change the things for his people and whatnot and stuff who was going through suffering, and Esau wasn't had that, so they killed him, right? So Barack Obama and Carmilla Harris and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Barack Obama was a heathen. He wasn't no terror. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, I mean, no, Barack Obama was like it. Barack Obama was a full-blooded and spirited heathen, but Kamala Harris and stuff is a terror, whereas there's a Jake and a heathen involved, meaning that her father was a heathen, you know what I'm saying, but her mother more than likely was a Jake. You see, right? That's the only way that a terror can come to existence. You know what I'm saying, right? So I just wanted to make that point. You know what I'm saying, and once again and stuff, uh, 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 for your children and stuff that's getting shot down, gunned down, you know what I'm saying, they're getting ran over and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, the reason why these bad things are happening and stuff is because of what they done in their past. You know what I'm saying, and for a lot of you parents out there who got little children and stuff, well, if you wicked and you're doing things and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you're teaching your children to lie, maybe not lie to you, but lie to other people, then guess what? You're causing them to commit sin. You know what I'm saying? You're giving the Lord a reason and stuff to be like, okay, you doing that? You doing this wickedness? Oh, guess what? Now I got something on your daughter. Now I got something on your son. You can influence your children to do wrong and whatnot against the scriptures, where the Lord can be like, you know what? I'm gonna kill them for this. Yeah, that I think was that 10-year-old boy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how he got outside the house, and he walked outside and stuff, and he got hit by 2 cars. You know what I'm saying? And he died later on and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That little kid was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And guess what? The parents could be the first influence, because if the children is seeing the parents do this and do that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, right? Then guess what? They gonna sit up here and do it too. A kid is gonna wanna smoke and stuff because they see their parents smoking. So as soon as they, secretly and stuff, or they pick it up and you tell them don't touch that, but you're gone and you're not around and stuff, so they pick it up and they be like, tsk, 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 and they finally get the flame and they just lighting it, so they just wondering what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But what if they sit up here, they see how your cheeks be and stuff, right? They be pointed inwardly and whatnot and stuff, so they like, oh, you must gotta suck on it. So as soon as they suck on it and stuff, they inhale on it. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, they smoking and whatnot and stuff and defiling their temple. And it's gonna be the parents' influence fault. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you of age and you can comprehend and whatnot, past 12 years old and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that most of that stuff is on them. It's on them. It ain't it's up to them. You know what I'm saying? They when you 12 years old and past 12 years old and stuff, according to the Lord, you are charged as an adult. You see? You know? So all of this video was edifying. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shemi al Shawa Harak Hakadash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which you ought to be. Shalom, what Baba Ball, and one last thing. When it comes down to the hour of temptation and stuff, the hour of temptation and stuff is leading, because of course, you're gonna have somebody work on you. Of course, it's gonna be somebody who do it and stuff for you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some type of surgeon or doctor or nurse and whatnot and stuff, right? When it comes down to the MOTB, your hour of temptation does not stop when you sign the contract. Your hour of temptation stops, you know what I'm saying, when you sit there and allow this motherfucking stuff to pierce you with this shit. Because that means that you're in agreement. You know what I'm saying, and as scary as it is, you know what I'm saying, right? As scary as it is and stuff, this is what I'm finna say. You know what I'm saying, right? If like the Lord, he deals, drama is in his movie and whatnot and stuff. It could be the last minute, you know what I'm saying, and you sit up here and be like, no,
I ain't doing this. You could be like, no, I ain't doing this and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? You just maintain faith like that and stuff. They could literally like they could have, before they inject it, press the thing and stuff to put it in your body and whatnot. They could literally have like the needle inside your body, but they didn't put the chip inside you. You know what I'm saying? You be like, no, and say that chip is still in that needle and it ain't into your flesh and whatnot. It was placed in your flesh. Well, nah, you know what? I wouldn't even try to go that far. You know what I'm saying? But say if that they about to pierce your hand and the needle is right there on your skin and stuff, and you move your hand away and be like, you know what? I ain't doing this. Never mind. Guess what? You still have a chance of being saved and stuff if you part of the elect and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But 2/3 of Israel, they gonna get that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they gonna get that shit and stuff because they gonna be in agreement. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that, more than likely it's gonna be some paperwork being done and stuff saying that you agree to this and agree to that and stuff, your signature and whatnot and stuff, right? But the thing is this, if you sign the contract, you know what I'm saying, that's still part of the hour of temptation for you. Our temptation stops when you get the shit. You know what I'm saying? You see, when you get the M to the I to the, I mean, it's like the M to the I to the C to the R to the O to the C to the I. I mean, to the H to the I to the P, right? Right? When you get that and whatnot and stuff, that's when your hour of temptation is over with and stuff, because temptation prevailed over you instead of you prevailing over temptation. So once again, I hope this was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua HaRachakadash, the honors to apostles, the great millstone, and salutations to elect, which you ought to be. Shalom, wa ba ba, Kwam Yasharala.